back to another video. I hope you're all keeping safe and well. Delighted to bring on Dave and David from the Irish Hotspur. The Europa League draw for the last 16 has just taken place, and Tottenham Hotspur will face Croatian side Dinamo Zagreb. Now, Dave, let's start with you. Initial thoughts?
Yeah, it's a good draw. I think we've got the away leg first, I think, and so that's better. So we know what we got to do when we come home. So. Yeah, it's some dangerous floaters around there that we avoided. I mean, Man United have got AC Milan. You know, we avoided any English team, avoided Arsenal as well. So we don't want to play them yet. We'll play them in the final, hopefully. But no, it's a favourable draw, really. One we should progress, I think. And then there's still some decent, teams to play in the next round. So yeah, I think I'm happy with that.
I'm very happy with this draw, I must say. And like you've just said, Dave, to be playing away first and then to play at home at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in the second leg, I think is absolutely ideal. David, what's your initial thoughts on the draw?
Yeah, look, I'm very happy, to be honest. We've had the look at the draw throughout the competition, even in the group stage. We've been very lucky. Away leg first, which is brilliant. Worst case scenario, you come out there with a draw. I do expect to beat them, to be fair, but worst case scenario, get out there with a draw. We'll beat them at home. And it's perfect. Last thing you want is one of the big teams. Leave them knock each other out. We got a nice, easy draw. Should be a win. And Chris, like I said to you before we came on, it means your hotel and your flight is safe for another round anyway.
Exactly right. Bobby, welcome to the channel. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, mate.
Dinamo Zagreb in the last 16 of the Europa League. What are your initial thoughts?
I think, considering the other teams we could have got, Chris, I think it's a pretty good draw, mate. I know they're doing all right in their league at the moment. The top, aren't they? And they've only lost 3 games all season, so they're doing well in their league at the moment. But, put it this way, I'd rather be Spurs today than Man United. I think they've had the toughest one, haven't they? And chuffed to bits, mate. And I think the biggest thing is we're away in the first leg as well. I've always preferred that.
Absolutely. Well, you're absolutely right, Bobby. Dinamo Zagreb, they are top of the Croatian First League. They've played 21 games in the league, winning 15, drawing 3 and losing 3. They've got 48 points, and their last 6 games in the Croatian League, they've won 5 and drawn 1. Dave, it is so important, isn't it, that Tottenham do play away first. And, Bobby's very right there that, to play that home game, for the second leg is absolutely ideal for us.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah. That's what we wanted. That was what we was hoping for. At least we know what we got to do. As somebody said, we'll get a draw perhaps in the first game, and then we'll beat them at home in the second. But hopefully we'll beat them away and at home. You don't want to go there hoping to draw. You go out there to win. So, yeah, and obviously get an away goal. They're vital as well to get an away goal or 2, and then you've got a platform for perhaps if we get a couple of goals at home and 4-0 up, we can bring the kids on again. So let's go for that. But I mean, I don't think we should be frightened of anyone. We should be playing ourselves back in the form by then. Gareth Bale looks as though he's up for it, and Dele Alli. So we're hopefully Sunday will be the test if he plays them, and we'll be running into some form in March.
Dave, let's go through the draw. Ajax got Young Boys, Dynamo Kiev v Villarreal, Roma got Shakhtar Donetsk, Olympiacos v Arsenal. I must say that's a lovely place to go. I went there for the Champions League. Lovely place to go there. Dinamo Zagreb against Tottenham Hotspur, Manchester United v AC Milan. I certainly didn't want to face AC Milan, I must say, so I'm delighted with that. Slavia Prague against Rangers, and Granada against Mold. Now, David, let's come to you. Out of all of those teams, I know I spoke to you the other day and you're confident that Tottenham can go all the way to Poland, to this final. Are you still feeling like that? And when I talk about these other teams here, do you fear any of these teams going forward?
No, look, the only one I'll be honest with you, I don't really want is United. And that's because of the form they're on at the minute. Bruno Fernandes on his day can unlock anybody. first and foremost, the tie we got today, the draw we got today, Dinamo Zagreb, these ties, they're only as tricky as you make them. You know what I mean? So I expect us to kind of do this easy. But in the next round, like there's some big teams drawn against each other. Like I'd be weary of Shakhtar because, you know, on any given day they can turn up. They're a difficult opponent. So the fact that they're playing Roma, Arsenal are playing Olympiacos on their day are difficult. United playing Milan. So there's some big teams that are going to knock each other out over this next round. And I'd love the winners of Rangers and Slavia Prague in the next round. That'd be a nice one to get.
Bobby, how are you feeling about the other teams? Because of course, if Tottenham get through, you know, to the quarterfinals of this competition, are you fearing any of these teams? Because when I looked this morning and saw all these teams, most of these teams are, you know, top of their respective leagues.
Yeah. Yeah, I think apart from Rangers, really, Chris, I don't think any other teams really smashing it out of the park. Now, looking at the other teams, a bit like Dave, I don't want to be facing Man United purely and simply the familiarities there, so they know our weaknesses and vice versa. I think AC Milan, the good thing is obviously for us going forward is either AC Milan or Man United are going to be knocked out. So obviously that's going to make the draw a bit easier. But no, I'll be honest with you, everyone's beatable. Like Dave said, there's no reason why we should be looking at any of those teams in there. I mean, I know you mentioned Shakhtar, and I totally agree with that. If you're talking about a dangerous team, Shakhtar are definitely up there. But there's no one there really. Like I say, Man United and AC Milan were the two ones that I was kind of fearing. I don't know about you guys, but when Ajax were drawn first, I thought Tottenham were going to come out second. I don't know about you. I actually thought Spurs were going to be the next one, and we thought, all right, we'll go keep Lucas for a bit longer. But no, I don't fear anyone on there. And you know, if we are, good thing about being at home, you know, we've got a good record. We've only played them once, haven't we? So, but yeah, so no, going forward, no one, mate, no one.
Bobby, earlier this morning we exchanged a couple of emails. You wanted to play Arsenal, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I just want to put them out of the misery so they've got nothing to play for the rest of the season. You know, just get their season as a damp squib.
They left it late on yesterday. They left it late.
I know, Dave. Yeah, I know.
And Benfica were wasting all this time. It was very annoying. They were wasting all this time. They were right in a good attacking position. Then they go all the way back to the goalkeeper. I thought they're going to pay for this, and then one bit of cross and that idiot.
Jammy Arsenal.
Yeah. Lucky Arsenal.
I'm confident we'll beat them anyway. If we do come across them, easy.
Lucky old Arsenal.
Dave, let's come to you. Tottenham have played 11 games in the Europa League so far this season, scoring 35 goals, conceding 10. It started at Lokomotiv Plovdiv, where, of course, we got over the line, winning 2-1. But, Dave, what have you made of Tottenham's season so far in this competition?
Yeah, I think they've really taken it seriously, and they've been up for it. We've had a couple of little wobbles, but away from home. But I think we've got the job. You know, the jobs have been done away from home, and he's been able to play some fringe players, I think, in the home leagues. So I think he's been taking it seriously. We had the big guns there when we needed them, and that's Mourinho for you. He does take these games seriously. Even, you know, we're not playing the kids in the early rounds, in the knockout stages. So. He has played Lloris, you know, rather than Hart. So, you know, we're playing our strongest team, I think, and I think that will continue because once, you know, if the top four looks out of reach, even more important to the Europa League. But yeah, he has taken it seriously. We can't say he hasn't. But you know how stubborn he is. He just can't. You know, we could never get Pochettino's team right. If you remember, Chris. It was either 10. We used to get a 10 out of the 11. We never quite got the 11, didn't we? We used to have the little bets, didn't we? But I think I won one and you won a few. But yeah, he's very stubborn. I think. One thing, Chris, who did Dinamo Zagreb beat last time out? Who did they beat in the previous round? I can't.
They beat a Russian side, which the
Krasnodar.
That's the one. That's the one.
That's it. Yeah.
Was that what was the aggregate score of that?
4-2.
Oh, 4-2.
Yeah, 4-2.
Yeah.
Well, Dave, you asked me before we went live on this video, have we played Dinamo Zagreb before? We've played them once in our history.
Once,
that was back in November 2008. We beat them 4-0 at White Hart Lane in the UEFA Cup, and Darren Bent got a hat-trick and Tom Huddleston got the other.
Did he?
Yeah.
Right. Oh, that's good. That's good omens. What about the away league?
And didn't Bostock grab our record of being the youngest ever Spurs player to appear in the Europa or UEFA Cup back then? I think Scarlett actually broke that recently. Yeah.
Yeah. No, Dave, there wasn't any away league. It was just one game.
Oh, one game. Oh, okay.
Yeah. You were probably there with a glass of champagne in your hand.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Yeah. Darren Bent hat-trick. That's a rarity. Yeah.
David, let's come to you. What have you made of Tottenham in the Europa League so far this season? And of course, Jose Mourinho bigs this competition up. He loves to take these cup competitions seriously, particularly this one. He's been involved in this competition twice before. He's won it twice before. That's exactly the reason why I booked my flight and accommodation, because I'm confident that Tottenham are going to go all the way. But of course, in the last 6 Premier League games, we've lost 5. Poor, very, very poor form in the Premier League. I know it's all about getting back to winning ways on Sunday against Burnley. But in this competition, I know you're confident, but how are you feeling about it?
Look, yeah, I'm feeling good, to be honest. I do think we're going all the way to the final. I believe that from the start of the season. Look, over the course of this campaign, I think if we're honest, we have seen some lackluster performances from some of the backup players in this competition, but ultimately the main thing in these cup competitions is just getting over the line, and we've done it every time. So we've built up good form going through the competition, and the further we go, the better we seem to get, which is good. So it's perfect, and it's also allowed the likes of Dele Alli, Gareth Bale, and all to find a bit of form, find a bit of confidence. So all in all, it's looking good, and it's only pointing to one direction, and that's to Gdansk. You know what I mean? So, Chris, really do enjoy it when you get out there, because I know we're going to be there, and I firmly believe that we're going to win this. And the most interesting thing is that, we haven't really had to use Kane and Son and that too much. So when we start I think we'll probably get away over the next round without using them again. So we can save them then for later on in the competition. And yeah, look, like I said, the draw worked out in our favour. The big teams are playing each other. I honestly think Olympiacos will take Arsenal out. I think Shakhtar might do us a favour, take Roma out. I hope Milan take United out. And if that happens, we're going all the way and we're lifting it 100%. I'm very confident, honestly. Look, we've had such a bad season. It reminds me of the run we had to the Champions League final. Poor in the league, got lucky in Europe a couple of times, got to the final. This seems very, very similar. And I hope it is, I hope it is. And it gets us that Champions League qualification spot as well if we win it. So it is of utmost importance to take this seriously and to win this competition. I know it's hard sometimes with some of the teams we're playing, but at the end of the day, these ties, like I said, are only as tricky as you make it. We've made some tricky. Hopefully we've learned them lessons, and then hopefully we get this done first leg. That'd be nice to get it done within the first leg, because I think these games are actually in and around the North London Derby, either side of the North London Derby. So, the first leg would be important to get done early.
Do you know what, though, David? In all honesty, I think that we've had it, pretty good in cup draws so far this season, in all the competitions. Bobby, let's come to you. I know you're not Jose Mourinho's #1 fan. At the start of this season, I felt confident that Jose would take the League Cup seriously and the Europa League. And I said on this channel and other channels many times that I felt confident that Jose would take us to the final of both these competitions. He'd done it with Manchester United, and he's taken us to the League Cup final this season, and we're way on the way to go to the final of this competition. How are you feeling about it? How are you feeling about Jose lifting a trophy possibly at the end of the season for Spurs?
I'm absolutely for it. Regardless of my thoughts of Jose and how I feel he's done, and that's a whole different conversation. End of the day, we're all here because we want Tottenham to do well. And I've always said, whenever I've spoken, I want egg on my face at the end of the season. I want people to turn around and say, you know what, there you go, Bob, he's done all right for us. That's what I want. all I go by is my feelings, and I've made my feelings pretty clear of how I feel, where we're going and where we've gone with Jose. But yeah, Jose lifting the Europa, I think that's even he feels it's when he speaks about the Europa League. There's a different sense of motivation and different sense of confidence with him. It feels like it's his own cup, doesn't it? He's been in it twice, like you say. He's won it twice, and I think what helps as well with the teams remaining. I don't think Jose's as confident as he is, the big-headed person he is. He's looking at those teams and thinking, "Yeah, no problem." And I think moving forward, I know we've given a few youngsters a chance in the cup so far. I think he'll be picking and choosing who he plays now. I think he'll always pick his strongest 11. That's why the North London derby in between is going to be an important one. But I think going forward, he's going to be playing his full strength. I don't think we'll see Hart again in the. I hope we do, but I don't think we'll see Hart anymore. I think he will play the strongest 11 going forward, and with the top 4 out of our grasp, maybe he'll choose some of the league games to tinker with, but Europa League, I think, is going to go full strength for the rest of the season.
How are you feeling about that, Dave? Because I'm completely with Bobby. I think that Jose Mourinho has to put his strongest possible 11 out now, in the Europa League to go all the way to the final, because we are kind of pinning our hopes on, it being a successful season by lifting a trophy at the end of the season. And of course, I've spoken about trophies so much, 13 years without a domestic trophy, and we haven't won a European trophy since 1984. Do you remember that night, Dave?
I do. Yeah, I was there. I was there in 72 and 84. I don't know about you boys, but
no, you're making me jealous.
Before your time, but I mean, to lift the trophy at the Lane, I mean, it absolutely fantastic. Graham Roberts getting that equaliser, and you can imagine the place erupting in 84 and even 72. We won the away leg against Wolves, and 2-1, a couple of goals from Martin Chivers, and then I think we drew the home leg 2-2, I think. But they had a good team in them days, Wolves, Wagstaff and co. It was fantastic evenings, really was. The trouble was, in them days, I mean, we won a cup every year. I mean, back in the 70s, 71, 72, 73, we were winning cups every year, and you just thought, oh, we win a cup every year. And then, and then in the 80s, you had 81, 82, 84. We got to the final in 83. Or semi-finals, you think you're going to win every year. And then, of course, then the drought starts. And, we went close in the league in 85. When we were top of the league for ages after Christmas. And then there was we had all these home games that we had to play. I think it was a weather or what, and they just caught up with us. We had too many games to play in a short period of time. And Everton, I remember Everton beat us at home. They were top. We were going with them, and Andy Gray got one, and it was horrible. It was the biggest letdown. Now, I really thought we were going to win the league that year, 84, 85, and so we've had quite a few disappointments for all you boys. I mean, you're all only youngsters. You don't remember the glory years, but I mean, you've heard all about them. But to expect to win, this is the thing. In them days, you expected to win. We were the best team, so playing all in white, and it made you feel better when Spurs come out in those European games. You're all in white. It's like the old Real Madrid. You just felt that they were better than the opposition, and I think that's really what we want to get back to being invincible, really. So
I can't wait for the days, Dave, when Tottenham are in cup finals every year, like you have.
Yeah,
David, let's come to you now. Comment on the screen. It's a good draw, but don't underestimate them. We can't underestimate them. That is exactly why, the likes of Bobby has just said there, we need to be playing our best possible 11 in this competition.
Yeah, no, look, Jose Mourinho and the players won't underestimate them, but I'm always as confident, so I will always underestimate them because I think that Tottenham should beat anyone. Honestly, look, you know, they are going to have some tidy players. Croatian players are usually good on the ball. They're well able to handle themselves. And you know what? Hopefully we can find the next Luka Modric out of this tie. That would be nice to get a new Luka Modric from Croatia. That'd be nice. No, but honestly, look, you know, I'm not underestimating them, but I fully expect us to beat them. I fully expect us to be able to handle them over the two legs. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we're Tottenham Hotspur. It's only 2 years ago we were in the Champions League final. You know what I mean? So honestly, we should be favourites to get to the final from here on out. That's my opinion. You know what I mean? And just touching on what Bobby was saying, like, you know, about hoping he has egg on his face at the end of the season. You know what I mean? Look, a lot of us have said things over these last few weeks about, you know, the style of play, the manager, players, everything else. But ultimately, he's right. What we do want is egg on our face at the end of the season. Yeah. You know what I mean? Look, you can change your wife, you can change your car, you can change your house, you can change your clothes, but you cannot change your club. And at the end of the day, we all want Tottenham to be successful. And I'm jealous of listening to Dave saying, you know, that at one stage in his life, he was expecting Tottenham to get to finals and win things because,
every year,
you know, I've only had a short period of time where I've expected that, and that was under Poch. So hopefully Mourinho can restore my faith. And, you know, and him and Kane and Son can help drag us all the way to the final. Because, Chris, honestly, I'd be heartbroken to see you not being there. You know what I mean? And first and foremost, I don't want you to lose out on your cash either, you know? So.
Well, David, dates for your diary. Now, the round of 16 games is 11th of March and the 18th of March. That first leg game is only 13 days away. And then the quarter-final draw will take place on the 19th of March if Tottenham are there. The quarter-final games will take place on the 8th and the 15th of April. The semi-finals will take place on the 29th of April and the 6th of May. And that final in Poland on the 26th of May. Let's hope that we are there. Comment on screen from Kev Williams. Wants our thoughts on Hugo Lloris. Dave, let me start. Actually, Bobby, let me start with you. Hugo Lloris for you. Do you think that Hugo's possibly leaving at the end of the season for PSG or another club? Is he good enough for Spurs? Should he still be captain?
He had a good start to the season, but I think that's down to the defenders in front of him performing well and Højbjerg coming back into the back line and giving him the shield, basically. He's not been. I know there was. He came to when he came back from his injury, the bad injury against Brighton. When he came back, he looked good. But there's always a mistake in Lloris, I think, and he's not that demanding goalkeeper. He never has been. He never will be. It's not in his makeup. And yeah, I personally think he's at that age where his next contract's going to be his last. Is going to be the one that's going to sort him out for the rest of his life. And to be fair, regardless of how he's performed, he's been there so long. I wouldn't begrudge him if he wanted to go back to France and see out the rest of his playing days down there. I think so. Yeah, but I think going forward, especially in the Europa League, he is the man who's got to play for us purely from experience and from the familiarity he'll have with the. I know we change defenders every week, but he has got that familiarity with the front two. I think the biggest worry is the out of the list of things to change on David's list, wife was number one. You know, enough said, really.
I had you older boys in mind when I said that.
Is your wife listening in, David?
No, she's having. She works nights, so she's in bed catching up on her sleep. So I'm saying
that's why I said it. Yeah.
Turn the microphone down.
Dave, before I come to you on Hugo Lloris, I must say that I think a lot of Tottenham fans are quite harsh on Hugo Lloris. You know, he's our captain. He's our leader on the pitch. You know, he's a World Cup winner. And, you know, I feel for these players, particularly Hugo Lloris. And, you know, players, when you think players like Christian Eriksen and Jan Vertonghen left without winning a trophy. Pochettino left without winning a trophy. Hugo Lloris never won a trophy at Tottenham Hotspur. You know, he signed for us back in 2012. It's absolutely crazy, that stat. But, you know, for me, Hugo Lloris has saved us on so many occasions. Every goalkeeper makes mistakes. It is just impossible for you to go a whole season without making, you know, one small error. But the amount of points that Hugo Lloris has won us over the years, I think, is an incredible number. So, for me personally, I think that people are very harsh on Hugo Lloris. Dave, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I not a lover of a goalkeeper being a captain. I thought when Mourinho came in, the first thing he would have done was make Harry captain. He's the leader on the pitch. Everyone looks up to him. In the dressing room, he's number one. He's number one in the dressing room. We only saw what he's like when he goes missing or he's not playing. The team goes to pot. You know, I thought Mourinho, it would have been a good time for Mourinho. I know after his drink driving, Pochettino kept faith with him, and a lot of fans thought that he would have sacked him, but he was certainly sacked him from the captaincy. So that was another. He's been riding his luck on the captaincy front for a while, to my mind. So there's two chances that really he's had that we could have made a change. Yeah, I mean, I know what you're saying, Chris. He's made some fabulous saves. One from Aguero in the Champions League semi-final when City had that penalty in the first thing. And he's made a couple of good. I mean, he never saved a penalty for years, and then suddenly he's made quite a few, especially against City. He made quite a few good penalty saves. But you know, is it the age catching up with him? Because obviously he is creaking a bit. I know you know, mid-30s isn't old for a goalkeeper, but I think that position, all your inaccuracies are shown up. I mean, he got over a wobble 2 or 3 years ago. I think you remember, Chris, when we was out in Eindhoven, and he come flying out of the area, bowled the bloke over. Yeah. He got sent off, and then they scored from the free kick that you'd given away. And he did that against Real Madrid, if you remember, at Wembley. He come flying out. He didn't even know where his goal was. And,
do you know what, though, Dave? I think that a lot of people remember mistakes from goalkeepers more than they remember great saves. I really do, and that's just the way it is. But the amount of saves that Hugo Lloris has made, you know, very important saves in games.
I know what you're saying, and people are hard on him, but I think it might be a time for a change. That team has been together for a number of years, and the back four is particularly getting it's breaking up a bit. I mean, they're talking about the Nick Pope and the chap at Man United, it will be hard. I think Hugo, in his own mind, probably wants to go back to PSG. Go back to France, PSG for one last contract. You can't blame him. You can't really blame him. He's given all service. Quite a number of games, and I know you're a Hugo fan. I'm a Hugo fan. I'm not decrying the man. He's done well. I'm looking for the future, not what he's done in the past. And I think the years may be catching up with him a little bit. And I think we need some fresh blood. I still don't like the idea of a goalkeeper being a captain. I never have done. I think it should be really a defender. Normally, it's your wing half or centre half used to be the captain. But Harry Kane is crying out. He is the chap who should be the captain, to my mind, all day long. But I think we've had chances to change the captain, but for one reason or another, he hasn't made the change. So I think Mourinho would have done that. Perhaps he didn't want to rock the boat when he came in, but he don't normally hold back, does he? So I don't know.
David, let's come to you. Now, Gaz Carr writes here, I think Harry Kane will be off with no trophy this season. Can you blame him? Surely Tottenham have to put a trophy in the cabinet this season, whether it would be the League Cup or the Europa League, or even both. As Dave said, he's seen many trophies in his lifetime. We haven't seen many in ours. So surely this has to be our year, doesn't it?
Yeah, it has to be our year. Look, you can't go through so much hurt this season without having something great happen at the end of it, and I firmly believe it is. In terms of Harry Kane, look, for me, it's very vital we win something, because then hopefully if we do win this Europa League, then hopefully he might rethink. Not that he's already decided to leave, but that it might encourage him to stay. Let's put it that way. Do you know what I mean? It might encourage him to stay. He might see progress. And hopefully in the summer, you know, Levy and Mourinho will sit down with him and say, look, this is the plans going forward. Because ultimately, what they should be doing is building a team around him and so, not thinking about selling them. You know what I mean? Because if you sell them, you're back to square one again. You're back to another complete rebuild, hoping you're going to get a few gems that are going to carry you forward. And we can't afford to do that. It's very vital that we keep Harry Kane at this club, because I'm not being funny. Like, you know, okay, we might sell him for 150 million, but what are we going to do? Get 10, 11 players in out of that 150 million rather than getting in, two, 3 world class players in the door. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, Harry Kane's boots are very hard to fill.
We've been there before, David, haven't we? With the bail money, we got a job lot of 7 players, and one of them's still there. Lamella, I mean, really, he's been on borrowed time for a long time, Lamella. So,
what concerns me most is we don't have good record buying strikers over the last few years. You look at Vincent Janssen, Sadado, players like that. So, you know, we got lucky with Kane that due to his hard work, you know, he wasn't the player that anyone kind of predicted was going to come through, make a breakthrough. I think, 9, 10 loan spells, you know what I mean? Came back, he got his chance, he took it, and he's gone on and become the best striker in the world, in my opinion. He has everything at his disposal. He's passing, he can shoot, he's well able to be a bully if he wants to as well. And for me, look, you know, it's vital that we win trophies to keep this guy happy, because it'd be a shame for him to break Jimmy Greaves' record and have no trophies at the end of it to show for it. That'd be an absolute shame. I really would love him, like, well, you know, when whatever he does after the game, he's going to do interviews and podcasts. I really would love him to be able to sit there and talk about lifting a trophy and everything else. You know what I mean? And look, all of us fans want it. But, you know, with Harry Kane, like, you know, if we do sell him, you're not going to replace them goals with just one player. You're going to have to sign 2 or 3 players to help create the amount of goals he gets us, and it's that simple. So we can't afford to lose Harry Kane.
Now, for the people who have just joined us, Tottenham Hotspur have drawn Dinamo Zagreb in the last 16 of the Europa League. They are top of the Croatian First League. They've played 21, won 15, drawn 3 and lost 3. It's going to be a hard game for Spurs, but I do expect Tottenham to go through. Please do let me know your thoughts in the stream. Bobby, let's come to you. You've just started up your YouTube channel. You've put a couple of videos out. Tell people about it. And what can they expect from you in the future?
Yeah. I mean, all you guys have been an inspiration. I've done a shout out to all you and yourself, Chris and Dave. And yeah, basically, it's we're so lucky. Like I said, you know, as Spurs fans, as football fans, we're just so lucky to have a platform out there. I think COVID's got a lot to do with it. You know, sitting at home doing nothing and having that frustration of wanting to speak about footy. So I think the platform like this is absolutely fantastic, and the fact there's so many Spurs fans who are doing so well and speaking a lot of sense. I thought, and I've had enough time spending with the kids, so I thought, you know, let's start this off. I've caught the bug. It's called Bob Spur TV. I am starting off looking at the lighter aspects of all things Spurs. There's a bit of a comedic value. Well, I'll try comedic value in my videos, but yeah, rest assured, if we get to the final and any final, it's going to be serious. It's going to be serious time. But yeah, like I say, all you guys are inspirationals and inspiration. So yeah, I thought I'd give it a go, Chris.
Well, good luck with it, and you're welcome on this channel anytime you like. Dave, let's come to you. A question here from Alex. I'm sorry, Harry Kane and Heung-min Son will leave if we do not get Champions League football, even if we win the League Cup. Do you go along with that? Yeah,
I do, because, you know, I don't think he can wait another year. He waited a year when Mourinho came in, and they thought, well, perhaps he will get us over the line. I think if we're in the Europa League, we're in the Champions League, he'll stay. I think it's top 4 is looking out of reach in a way, I think, unless they go on a big run. But you're right, but if it's all eggs in one basket, I think at the moment, I think it's Europa League or bust, really. I really do. For Harry, I mean, yeah, win a League Cup, but I still think that won't be enough. That won't be enough to keep him. And I don't know even if Europa League will. You know, you don't want to be another year and then he's 29. You know, not the any pressure on him on the club to obviously get ready for him to go, but obviously he's going to have loads of people in his ear, and the pressure is going to build. I think you know, especially if we went out the Europa League or something like that, and you know, we're slipping down the table, the pressure is going to be immense on that man. And really, he's shown loyalty beyond the call. I really hope we win the Europa League, because it will tick all the boxes. Not only have we won a trophy, we're in the Champions League, and as old Mourinho says, we're in this Super Cup next year as well as another trophy. You know, they even count the Charity Shield as trophies these days. I mean, anything with a bit of silverware, let's have it. So, yeah, I think that is really why I think it's going to be shit or bust for that one. Really do, for the Europa League, because then if we go out of that, yeah, I think the pressure is going to be immense. But while we're in it, let's hope we win it. We will. We're all hoping we'll win it, because it does say it ticks all them boxes, and everyone can think it's great, you know. I'm just taking a call from Levy. He's going to sign me up as the next manager.
You're going to be the new director of football, David.
Yeah.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
David, let's come to you. It's a huge 3 months for Tottenham now, isn't it? You know, the 26th of May, the final of the Europa League. Now, if Tottenham aren't there and we aren't lifting that trophy, you know, and we don't get top four and we don't have Champions League football next season, is it a big worry that Heung-min Son and Harry Kane will possibly look elsewhere?
Yeah, 100%. It's very concerning. But look, first I will say is, we're 9 points off top four. We have a good run of games coming up. There's no reason why we can't make up ground, especially with the way this league is going. With you know, each team on their day can beat anybody. So it could work out in a favour. Do you know what I mean? I personally wouldn't write top four off yet. I do think we're going to have success in the Europa League, and I do think we'll be sitting in the League Cup. I think this could end up being from where we are now to where we could be at the end of the season. I think it could be a very good season. But it's integral. Look, Son has the whole entire weight of the nation on his shoulders of South Korea. You know, they compare him to Park Ji-sung at United. Now, Son is a far better player than Park Ji-sung, but has nothing to show for it. You know what I mean? And you know, the questions going around in Korea at the minute are, you know, who should he join? Should he go to Bayern Munich? Should he go to Real Madrid? Should he go to Barcelona? No one wants him to stay at Tottenham over there. And at the end of the day, we have to remember he is their superstar. He represents their country. You know, he's their global ambassador. But it's like, look, I'm with the current climate money situation going on at the minute. It's important we keep him. We know how much the Asian market that he brings to Tottenham. Like, you know, we've all seen it on match days and everything. So that revenue is of utmost important. It's more than just he's on the field that he brings to Tottenham. It's the revenue that he brings with him, the commercial aspect. You know, Harry Kane, it's very important we keep. Like I said, you know, you're going to have to sign 2 or 3 players to replace the goals he scores. But not only that, Hugo Lloris as well. Hugo Lloris has 1 year left on his contract. You know, we're going to be put in a position in the summer now, if he doesn't sign before then, that, you know, if PSG, which I think they will come in with an offer, you know, we're going to have to take cut price than what we usually would get for him. And being honest, if I was him, you know, I've been at Tottenham this long, haven't won anything, I'd probably go to PSG. You know what I mean? Get like I've the World Cup under my belt, go to PSG, get the French Cup, get the French League under my belt, and retire. Happy days. And for me, look, you know, that's concerning them, because it's more money for another position we're going to have to shell out for to get in an adequate replacement from which we don't have. So we need to tie these players down to a contract. We need to tie them down. And the sooner the better. It is of utmost importance. And Dave, you know, take that phone call and tell Levy that, you know, from me, I urge him to get these contracts sorted out. I really do. You know what I mean? And then not only that, like, you know, I think Toby could look to go off in the summer. So you're talking about a lot of these experienced players potentially, like whether we want to sell them or not, potentially want to leave. And do you blame them? Because, like I said, you know, it's very hard to know where we're going from here at the minute. It's hard to see. It's hard to see where we're going. I just hope that Daniel Levy, Steve Hitchen, and Enoch have a plan in place to get us out of this mess. Because look, we might get away with it this season, but if we don't address it in the summer, we're only going to go backwards, and it's that simple. So if we do get away with it, they have to get this right in the summer. They have to tie down some of these longer term players. So then when you do bring in new signings, they can show people what it's like to be a Tottenham player, what's expected of you, what's demanded of you, because you need players around that, like that at your club as well, when you're bringing in these new guys. Because, you can't have new guys coming in taking the piss and, you know what I mean, thinking they're Billy Big Bollocks walking around and not really putting everything in. You need likes of Harry Kane to ground them. You need Son to ground them, Lloris to ground them. And in terms of Lloris as well, look, me personally, I do probably think he's past his best. But I do agree with you, Chris. You know, he's a legend. He's a Tottenham legend. We have to remember, he signed for us when he could sign for any top club around Europe. They were all after him at the time. And he chose Tottenham. And you know what I mean? And for me personally, he restored my faith in keepers after growing up watching the likes of Ian Walker and that. But at the same time, you're only as good as what's protecting you. And we all know that he doesn't have a great defence protecting him. So he is being highlighted a lot more this season. These
players need to win trophies, though, 100%. Now, probably let's come to you. Question on screen from Manny Man writes, foreign teams don't know about our suspect defence, so we need to avoid the British teams in order to go the distance. Now, of course, we've avoided the British teams today, but if we get through to next round, we could face either Arsenal or Manchester United. Are you pleased in a way that we did avoid? I know you said you wanted Arsenal, but are you pleased that we avoided Manchester United? But and also the comment on screen about the suspect defence. Surely, a lot of these teams will have their scouts out there and they'll know everything about our players.
Yeah, I think in today's climate, Chris, I think every European team, probably worldwide team, have their scouts out there. And as soon as our name was drawn against Zagreb, I'm sure they've got their scouts doing all their homework. And but I think the gentleman's right. The British teams are going to be a bit wary of how suspect we are on set pieces and how our fullback, especially right backs, a weak spot. You know, we can go forward, but always find it hard to get back. Hence the reason why Sanchez and Rodon's always open up, and then they always have to do double what they need to do. But I think European clubs will know what our defence is. But that's why Jose needs to come in. He needs to come in and say, right, okay, we need to sort this out. We're going to get better teams moving forward. Let's sort this defence out. Let's change it around. Let's put some different players in. Let's change let's play a different system if we need to. But I've got a funny feeling that Dyer and Sanchez are going to be the 1 and 2 going forward in our Europa League game.
Well, Bobby, do you not think that he's also tried different
bit of his favourites? But regardless, when we look at our firepower, I don't think there's the only. I think they mentioned it. I think Man United with their firepower, they would be the most dangerous team left in that round. With like Dave said, Bruno, Rashford, Martial if he plays, they've got pace as well. So that was the only team I'm wary of. Any other one, I know Arsenal's probably more of a heart decision rather than mine. But even then, I'm not honestly. And again, I hope I don't get egg on the face because of this statement. But I don't see Arsenal as a competition, as a threat in this draw. So let's wait and see.
David, sorry, what were we going to say?
I was just going to say it to Bobby, but do you not think that Mourinho has tried different players in different systems? Because he's tried playing 3 centre backs with 2 wing backs. He's used nearly every personnel available to him in this squad. So do you not think that he has tried different systems, different ways of playing? Like, because you've also seen that he's loosened the reins a bit as well. So
he has, mate. And I think, I don't know about you, but we tend to look a bit suspect more when we play 3 in the back rather than the 2. Yeah. I just think he needs to have a word with Ledley. You see what Ledley's doing, or just specifically they're average players, Dave. We all know that. Yeah. Dyer and Sanchez aren't good players. They wouldn't get into many other Premier League teams, but that's who he's dealt with. He comes in with a reputation with 25 or so trophies behind him. And I know he's a manager who's always bought, but now this is if he wants to show his worth, show your worth, mate. Look at their weak points and do something about it. You're a manager. You're there to manage my team, my squad. Do the best you can with these average players, because like I say, we're going off topic now, but I believe there are other managers out there who could come in and do better with an average bunch. But I think Jose's stubbornness comes into it. Like I say, I want nothing more than egg on my face. I want us to keep clean sheets for the rest of the season and win every game 6-0, and we'll win the league, the Europa League, and in the FA Cup. And Jose go down as one of the best managers, successful managers. I can only go by how I believe and what my opinion is, and you know that's how I feel, buddy. And but
I have to disagree, though. I don't think that any manager would be able to come in and get the best out of these players. At the end of the day, you know, we can't forget that when Pochettino first came in, we gave him a season. We let him clear some deadwood out and bring in his players. We have to let Mourinho do the same. You know what I mean? Like, if we were going to give Poch time to rebuild because he plays attacking football and people like what he was trying to do, you know what I mean? We also have to give Mourinho the time to do what he wants to do to fit his system and how he wants to play. Like, you can't tell me that Brendan Rodgers and Nagelsmann are going to come in and get better out of these defenders, because ultimately they do what Mourinho does, you know. Ultimately, like, people say, oh, Mourinho, you have to spend money with Mourinho, but you have to spend money with any manager. Rodgers bought defenders. Nagelsmann's bought defenders at his club. They don't just work with what they're given. They get players in that suit their system and make their team better. Like, sometimes players just aren't at a good standard and aren't good enough to be there.
Yeah, you're right. I think the number of mistakes Dyer and Sanchez collectively has made, there's absolutely no reason why they should be playing together. There are other options there, Rodon and Toby. I know they're going to play I know we've got the whole experience debate with Rodon, but unless you play him, he's not going to get experience. And personally, I think Rodon has been built up a lot more because of the poor choices we have behind him. But it doesn't take a magician, matey, to see that Dyer and Sanchez aren't working, and to continue to play him. I don't know. I can't work that out. But that's a whole different conversation, matey, isn't it?
Dave, let's come to you because I want to talk about the players. You know, with vast experience in important games, like Gareth Bale, you know, winning all these Champions Leagues. You know, Sergio Reguilon has won the Europa League before. Joe Hart has been there and done it and won everything, and so has Jose Mourinho. Now we're looking for all of these real leaders now in the changing room to take us through and get over that line to win a trophy this season. Dave, Gareth Bale, for instance, you know, he's now coming into a bit of form. We're hoping that he's going to start on Sunday against Burnley, but he's going to be vital to this Europa League run-in, isn't he? Because, you know, we've got 7. If we're going to win the Europa League and lift this trophy, we've got 7 games left.
Right. Yeah, he's going to be vital. Absolutely. Of course he is. And like you mentioned, Hart and Reguilon, we get a trophy. If we do manage to get a trophy, it just rubs off. One trophy leads to another. It's like anything. It's a good habit to have, you know, to keep falling down at the last leg or being bridesmaids. Leeds United used to have that tag years ago where they were bridesmaids. They kept finishing runners-up and cup finalists, but eventually they won their trophies. But as you say, you've got the players in the dressing room who've done it. And especially Gareth Bale, if he's coming into a bit of form, I'd like to see him in the Europa League final, turning it on. We all would. So let's lean on them. The players who haven't won anything ought to be listening to what they say. They've been in there, they've done it, and they know where it needs to get over the line. So let's not choke. Let's lean on them for guidance. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And Mourinho, because Mourinho's done it, he knows how to win a cup, and a league. So let's forward. Let's listen to them. And we got 2. We got 1 cup final to look forward to, and let's hope we might get to the other one. It'll be 2 cup finals, but our buses come along together, you know. So
Well, that's going to be my next question, Dave. Look, last couple of questions for you all. Just a simple yes or no. Dave, let's start with you, and then David, you after, and then Bobby, you after. Dave, will Tottenham win the League Cup this season?
Yes. They win the League Cup, at least. And then
David?
Yes, easy.
Bobby, what do you think?
Yeah, with the quality of players we have, regardless of the manager we have, we should be winning that, winning the Europa League. No problem.
No, the League Cup. The League Cup against Manchester
City.
City.
League Cup. Sorry, mate. Yeah. We on our day, if we make the right choices, we'll select the right team. Yeah.
So, Dave, let's come back to you. Will Tottenham win the Europa League this season?
Well, I'd like to think so. Yeah, let's go for it. I'm going for it. And everything in the garden's rosy. Then we win the League Cup, tick all the boxes, and Harry stays. Everyone's happy. We get a nice smile out of Sonny. Yeah, let's go for that. Well, I think if we win the League Cup, it will help us win the Europa League as well, because we'll win a final, and then we'll go on to win the Europa League. So, yeah, I think we'll win them both. So great. And then,
what are you thinking?
Sorry?
Yeah. I think we'll go all the way. Look, we've a bunch of misfits. The squad is a bunch of misfits, but sometimes, you know, the bunch of misfits can always do something special when they all pull in the same direction. So I back us to go all the way, and I'll see you in Poland.
Bobby, so you've answered already. You think Tottenham will win the Europa League as well?
Yeah, I think with the firepower we've got, we should be winning. Especially with the remaining teams we've got. Like I say, Man United are the only team I really worry about. Apart from that, no issues. So, like I say, and regardless of whoever the managers would be, with the firepower we've got, and if we make the right selections and the right team, which I think moving forward we will play the strongest team. I think we will win the Europa League, and like David says, the League Cup will it's kind of be a domino effect, won't it? Confidence wise, we might tail off in the league, and that will be down to selections probably. But the fact we'll have that one cup, I think domino effect wise, we'll carry on winning. We just hope the manager makes the right choices on the pitch.
See, it's weird, isn't it? That people are saying that Tottenham are in crisis, yet you three have said that we're going to win the League Cup and we're going to win the Europa League. What's the issue here?
Yeah.
Look, despite what's going on off the field, you know what I mean, these players can certainly pull something out on their day. The League Cup final, honestly, I can see us sitting back, Chris, you know what I mean, catching City 1-2-0. Europa League, I've been confident all the way through it, and the draw's been very kind to us. You know, despite what's going off the field with the crisis and stuff like that, let's believe in the boys on the field.
Well, I think this is directed at you, really, David. Matt Hayes says, might as well say that we're going to win the Premier League as well.
Sure, look, you know what I mean? Why not? That's on my agenda for next season. You know, if Dave can pass me on Daniel Levy's number, you know, who knows what the Irish Hotspur can make happen.
You need to put some of your billions in, Dave.
Yeah.
You need to put some of your billions in.
Yeah, right, lad. You mean sense more like.
Right, just before we go, David, tell everyone where they can find you on YouTube.
Yeah, it's the Irish Hotspur on YouTube. Make sure you get over. It's some very passionate content. Make sure you smash and subscribe. But it's all about Bobby today. You know, he started his channel. I wish you the best of luck. You know what I mean?
Oh, thank you, buddy.
You know, it's a great stream to be involved in. You know, today with someone as big as Chris, and of course you have Dave up here as well. You know, making us jealous with the memories. But you know, thanks again for having me, Chris. I really do appreciate it.
No problem. Always welcome. Dave, have you started your YouTube channel yet? Is it happening?
I haven't started yet. I'm piggybacking on you for the time being, Chris. I don't know if I have enough time to do all these chats, you know. But you never know. You never know when we win the League Cup, the Europa League. There might be another space for me. But I'm happy to come on your channel, Chris, as you know.
Yeah, always welcome, David. Thank you very much. I might add as well that this was only meant to be like a 10-minute chat, and we've nearly been on here for an hour. It's crazy that, you know, when you start talking about Tottenham, you know, we can just go on all day. I could sit here all day and talk to you three about Spurs. Bobby, lastly, you know, tell everyone about your channel and what they can expect.
Yeah, Bob Spur TV. Like again, I'll say you guys have been into Chris. I've been watching you for ages, matey. So it really is an honour to be invited on and then finally appearing as well. And Dave, it's weird. Me and David are polar parts with regards to how we see, but we're both singing from the same hymn sheet. You know, we both want Tottenham to do well, regardless of our differences of opinion. But I think that Chris, you know, platform like this, matey, it just shows how all the different opinions can come together and make a conversation and a grown-up, articulate discussion from all sorts of opinions. So, and I just want to be a part of it. And so, yeah, Bob Spur TV. I've only got a couple of videos on at the moment, matey, but moving forward, I'll be doing one after the Burnley game. And but I'm quite happy doing this. Like you say, Chris, I could speak like this all day, mate. Mrs. Man, I like it though.
You're absolutely right there, Bobby. Regardless of what people feel about our manager, about our players, about our club, you know, at the end of the day, we all want the same thing. We all want to see Tottenham play attractive football. We all want our team to win, and of course, we all want trophies. You know, I know Dave's seen a number of trophies, but I want to start seeing the trophies coming very, very soon.
We're going to have to start banning Dave from talking about them times, Chris, because honestly, he makes me so jealous.
Yeah.
It's a while ago now, though. It's the trouble. It's dim and distant past.
I can only go as back as 91, mate. So 91 was my first trophy. 87, I was just a bit too young for that, but I didn't caught the bug. But 91, I can go back as 91. But even then, I don't know if Chris agrees with me. 91 seems like a bigger win than the other two following a League Cup win. So I don't know. That's maybe because it's the FA Cup.
Well, that's another argument, Bobby. 1991, our last FA Cup win.
I know, mate. I know. Crazy.
30 years. It's crazy.
Crazy.
The thing is, the year ends in one. We've got to win at least 2 trophies this year. I mean, we've missed out on the league, and we've missed out on the FA Cup. The year ends in one. We've got to win 2 trophies.
We've got to make up for the other ones. Yeah.
David, Bobby, thank you very much indeed, and I look forward to welcoming you back on the channel very, very soon, talking more things Tottenham Hotspur. Thank you very much for all of the comments today. Really, really appreciate all of your input, and I'll see you on the next video very, very soon. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. Cheers, Chris.
Come on, Tottenham.